Yo, what's up, anime fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and I'm joined by Jonathan.
Hello.
And we're back to give you another review of Death Parade. This week's episode 4, Death Arcade. First thing I got to say was last week. It was this guy's laughing already.
It's so sad.
I mean, it's true. It's like last week was just such a sweet ride. Both of them got reincarnated. You know, it was a little date and everything, and then everything just went to hell.
Yeah,
this
man.
week.
We were so optimistic. We're like, wow, this is gonna be fun. Gonna be games and might be a bit bad. And now it's kind of, damn, the feels, the feels again.
The feels.
That 2 in a row.
The feels. I've even wrote the feels, like just for me to remember. Like the feels was really strong in this episode. I mean, I'm liking, you know, how the characters are kind of diverse. Like each week there's something different. Like this week we have was it a news presenter or entertainer?
Yeah, she was like one of those all-rounders.
Yeah, and she was like a mother of 5, and we have this guy Yusuke, and he was basically, you know, what most people aspire to be, an otaku, which technically isn't, you know, an aspiring thing, but either way, yeah. So they're pretty much very contrasting. One is supposedly very successful. The other is, you know, kind of a bum that lives at home. And yeah. So
partly due to no fault of his own. Well, actually,
to be fair, yeah,
as well, kind
it
of,
is,
to be honest.
because you know, after we find a bit about his backstory and the fact that he, you know, had a horrible mother, but he had a stepmother that loved the crap out of him, and it was just like
he couldn't realize that because he was just too in his own world of people don't love me and this and that.
Yeah,
and,
he was kind of wrapped up.
To figure out like, oh, people actually do care about me. And so, you know, but it's even like he doesn't even know. Well, when we find out how, you know, how he died, he doesn't even know why.
That's
that was
what
the maddest question.
That's what
like,
really
why?
surprised me, because when he said, we might as well just get it out here. He said he committed suicide.
Oh yeah,
and he was literally in hysterics. Why did I commit suicide? I mean, I never
because he was playing a game. It was like game over, and then he looked out the window. It was like, huh. And then all of a sudden, man's tumbling out. I'm just like, wow. Well, I guess it's something new. He probably thought, I wonder what happens when. Yeah, well, you found out, bro.
let's see if gravity works.
Damn right. Like, geez.
But yeah, because before we stray off, the actual game we had this week was, as the episode says, the title, Death Arcade. So we had these 2 old school arcade machines, and the game was literally a parody of Street Fighter. I think it was Battle of Life or something like that.
Battle of Life.
And it was like, this is where the episode was so misleading, because it kind of made you think, this is funny. I mean, the only characters they could choose were themselves, and they were literally like, you might as well say carbon copies of them real selves. Like, they even had move sets that were just hilarious. Like, for the guy, he had a figurine upper shrine pilgrimage attack, Blu-ray phalanx, and you can tell that's relating to his lifestyle as an otaku. And then the presenter, she had children's toy, brand bag blow, parasol girl, bubble dream, and you can tell that relates to her lifestyle. And what was funny was the voice acting as well for the little characters, and I was just sitting there laughing.
He had a laptop and it was like, that was funny.
And then when they actually get in now, and he's like, I'm going to show you how I do things, and then she's like, don't insult entertainment or it'll be your downfall, and they're just both kind of embarrassed.
And then he's like, oh, this is so embarrassing, and she's like, wow, this is really well done. So she's loving it, obviously, and then he's there like, oh. But it's pretty bad.
Long story short, first round, he schooled her.
Yeah, like, he bodied her, man. That was like, that was funny. It was kind of like, well, she got bodied, and then because she's quite manipulative, you find out that she likes to sort of, you know, use her features.
Charms, you might say.
Yeah. And she got him basically, and. So they equalized in the end, halfway through. So she made him, you know, concede the second round. He's like, oh, I fought back because we wanted to make it debatable, because she took him to the toilet and started like, you know, laying into it, or, you know, and he's like, oh, I misjudged you, yada yada yada. And at this point they both get memories back now. Yeah. Because when she lost, he got memories. When she won,
You mean the other way around? When she lost, she got memories.
Yeah,
When,
and when
he lost, he got memories.
Well, yeah.
And they were actually quite painful to the point where it actually caused a migraine, and it was literally like the worst part of their life. It wasn't even happy memories, which obviously, you know, that's the point of Death Parade we've seen in the past. It's just sad memories. But last week wasn't like that, so you know it can show some different memories. But this week was basically when she was younger, she got pregnated. And she basically I want to sound smart, but yeah, she basically got pregnant outside of marriage, and she had to marry the guy who obviously got her impregnated.
Yeah, then he slaps her up.
Yeah, and then
she dates another guy, and then she gets pregnant again. Then he slaps her up. So she's just been making bad decisions with men after bad decisions,
and making babies along the way as well.
And then at the end, she's kind of like her life circumstance slightly turned her into a bad person. I think to the core, she was kind of like maybe a bit bad, because in the end she was like, oh, she loves her kids and whatever, but she's slapping around her assistants, and then she's like, oh, how's the kid?
And then she gets choked out.
Yeah, her assistant like turned around and was like, what? And she just went boom, like I mean, it was kind of like some
Hitman.
Jason Bourne.
That was a 47 moment, Hitman.
That was yeah.
But yeah, it was just like I felt sorry for her, but at the same time, you know, you can't say that her circumstances were not self-inflicted. Some of that was her own fault.
Yeah, because remember, she had like a terrible with like anger issues, man.
Yeah.
Because when he was winning, she ran around the other side and started smashing his head into the screen, like boom, boom. And then she's like, maybe this was over, because she hit his head into it like 10, 20 times, and then he fell over, and then she's catching him like, oh my god. What's his name? Yusuke. Yeah, Yusuke. This is the first name I'm remembering. Yeah. She's like, Yusuke, are you okay? Somebody call an ambulance. I'm just there like, you just smashed his head into a screen and you want us to pity you. And then she's like, this isn't fair. And then Dekim's like, no, you have to go back and finish the game. And then my man like rises up from the dead like Jesus of Nazareth and just kind of fights back. And they all he was just like,
and we even got like full access to his memories at that point, because the first time we saw his memories was basically, as we said, his mother left him, even to the point of saying, I wish you were never born. From what I can assume, he was being bullied. It looked like he was a typical, you know, like nerd kind of being bullied situation.
Was he bullied? I don't think he was beaten up at school. He just
it just seemed like
a repetitive, like he's just going in there, and no friends.
He actually gets a stepmother, and she loved him to bits, and she even said that her dream was to have him call her mama one day, and that's what kind of waked
50s housewife.
And that literally
women's rights. Where did they go?
And that literally woke him up. And then, as Jonathan said, they basically got down to a standstill where they were both towards the end of their life. And they're literally charging towards each other, screaming like their characters are changing into itself. And they get the double knockout, and
it's like
it just became it just became really
emotional
after that point,
because they got their full memories now. She's wondering why. She wants to go back to her kids, because obviously she loves her kids. Because she, you know, at that point she turned into a bitch for her kids. I'm guessing that's what. So she's loving her kids. Like, send me back, I'll do everything. And then Dekim's like, she's willing to offer herself up for her kids, but she obviously, we know she's bad already. And then he's like, why could I not just fill in one simple stupid request like that? Even though he's overheard her do it so many times. He's in the hospital van looking up, and she's there crying over him. That's like his last memory, I think, before he died, because it's all foggy, like, you know, like you're about to die on Call of Duty or something. And then Battlefield, actually, it's all dark. So and he's like, just one simple request. Why couldn't I fulfill that before, you know? And because he doesn't even know why he died, so he starts bawling. And Dekim goes and he hugs the woman because she's crying, and then well, obviously this is just a moment before it triggers him, and he's wondering why and asking why. And then he starts crying, and then he walks over and lays his.
It's like bring the love.
Bring it in, guys. And then the other girl who has no name, the
Still.
assistant, yeah, still the assistant is just standing there. She's stone faced, like
Yeah, because
like, no, I'm thinking she's supposed to be with the one feelings. She's just looking at them like.
I think it's
like,
because we didn't even mention this from what happened earlier. She is shocked by the manipulative things that can happen. Because when he brought out the device that sabotaged the machine, because it happened to both sides, and he said this is for judgment. But she was like, "Aren't you just provoking it? Aren't you just forcing that out?" And it's like judgment needs to be
it has to be done, man. If you're not going to show your true colours the other way, because she's an actress, obviously. Because when the thing went on his machine, he took the L. He just lost, didn't he?
Yeah, he just lost.
When it fell on her machine, she fell over and smashed his face in. So it's just like, oh well, that's easily judged.
Yeah, so it's literally, it's like, it's in a way, it's a necessary cruelty or evil. But
yeah, that's the theme of this series: necessary evil.
Yeah,
it's like you got to do what you got to do, and to him, that's like boom. And he is, at least he's not 100% emotionally shut off. There's probably like 10%. It's probably like a
I feel as the series is progressing, more and more of these emotions are coming up, because particularly they love showing his eye, and they say what is it? The eyes are the windows to the soul or something like that, and it kind of shows like truth in where he's usually just stoic and he's emotionless. Like even we saw his hand clenching shows that
was like
there is some feelings in there.
There's something in there. But he is quite funny because when she was like, "Oh, we really dead? Tell us if we're dead," or something like that. And then, like, where are we? And it's like, I can't answer that. And then she asked something back, and his face was just still, and he was silent. I was like, oh my god, he is kind of funny.
That was hilarious. But I can't say how much I'm loving this series. I mean, each episode has not really failed to impress me or bring that shock value to the table, because last week was shocking because of the whole plastic surgery. The week before was kind of, showing the outside perspective from obviously, how the game works. And then the first one was, the original premiere shot. But this one just took it to a new level. And I'm just actually wondering what to expect, because we've got like another 8 episodes. What kind of people are going to come in, what the games are going to be like, because this one didn't even have any pain in it either, despite the fact that this wasn't like last week where both of them were good. One of them was actually bad. There was no pain. The only pain was the headaches. But
that's it comes with the territory. Man.
Exactly.
The other one, what was the first one? The darts,
first
man.
One
they were both scumbags. That was some scummy life, man. I was like, wow. So we'll see what happens, man. I want to see if some assassins die. What sort of games assassins have to play? Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Or some mobster, or something.
So you know what I mean.
Some sort of criminal. But what I was happy about is at the end of the episode, we saw 2 more of the other characters from the cast. So I was like, yay, we get to see the red hair guy who loves stripping off in the it's like, opening, and the other guy,
he's just taking off his shirt every second and flexing.
Armstrong. But episode 5 next week, Death March. I'm definitely looking forward to that. There seems to be a Childs actually.
You know what? I didn't actually see.
There was a Childs.
There's a child.
Yeah, there's a Childs, and I'm wondering if he's one of the contestants. So that'll be interesting. And well, you've heard it from us, guys. We love this episode. Lots of shocks, lots of feels, and lots of bring it in.
Bring it in, man.
I think we're both looking forward to seeing, obviously, not just the series develop, but the characters, especially like Deckham himself. And when is the black-haired girl going to get a name?
Yeah, when is she? If they do it in like if they do it in some cheesy way, like the last episode, I'll just be like, I'm done.
But we'll still love it, though.
I'll still love it. I'll be like, yes. Everything was good other than that. I'm checking out, but it's probably a good reason why they're holding it.
There's probably something.
Yeah, I think once we get bored of the games, they're gonna bring in the narrative for the people.
Because we have to remember, she did have amnesia, so she doesn't fully. Yeah. So there's gonna be some sort of twist to it.
Maybe this whole thing is her game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've got to go deeper.
But that's for another time.
For another time.
But guys, like I said, you heard it from us. Let us know what you feel or thought about this episode, what you expect in the series, and we'll speak to you guys next time. Take care.
Ciao.